Welcome to the Taco Cast. I'm Crystal.
I'm Will.
You're our audience. Thank you for joining us this Sunday. You have to stop. There you go. I'm helping you embrace your creative instincts.
Yeah, my creative instincts was putting all this together and getting it done with
See, look how
friends.
creative you are.
Did you notice what's missing from the garage? From the space, I mean,
the cat.
Huh?
The cat.
No.
No.
No. My pretend friend came over and helped me move it.
Is Brian in the room with us right now?
No, he is not in the room with us right now. No. He helped me move your bunk bed, your grandfather's bunk bed, down into the basement.
Oh, well, that was very nice of him because that thing is heavy as fuck.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. It's made out of solid oak.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I asked him, like, hey, you got a couple of minutes you could spare, and help me move something? He's like, sure. Thinking it was like, maybe like a dresser or a desk or something. And I'm like, okay, this comes apart in 4 pieces, and it's made out of solid oak, and it's 12 and a half feet long. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. I mean, we're just going to move it from the garage down into the basement. And he goes, Crystal didn't want to do this, did she? I'm
No.
Like, well, I mean, I don't think Crystal wanted it in the garage all this time or in the studio space. And I needed it moved so I could finish the wall. So it had to go.
Well, it was nice of him.
Yeah. So it's actually downstairs right by the couch.
Oh.
In the, not that anybody's using that space. I was going to put it in the old studio downstairs, but Elizabeth may want to eventually use that studio space herself.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
yeah. Well, that was nice of you, pretend friend.
Yeah, right.
Move it.
I thought it was too.
So, Will has his friend.
He's real.
That he was always talking about when we were doing the renovations on the old house. Always talking about this. Oh, and him and Brian, and they did this, and they did that. And then I have, as of yet, to meet this Brian.
He's real.
It's been like 5, 6 years, longer than that.
Yeah, it's got to be longer. 7 years.
A long time. I've never once met this. And now the stories are getting super elaborate, like, oh, I took Taco over to Brian's house, and they played, or whatever, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, sure, Brian's house.
So my friend Brian, I've known since elementary school. And he's probably one of the second longest friendships I've ever had, and to this day. But he's awfully busy because he owns his own business. He has a family. He lives, from our old house, he lived about 5 blocks from there. But he's farther away now, so now he's a good 10 blocks away. But he has a son that is autistic and is a year older than our son. And whenever we can get together, we meet up for lunch. And most of the times, the kids always want to have McDonald's. So me and Brian will get like a soda, or and the kids will get McDonald's and want to play in the playground or the habit trail, the kid habit trails. But since COVID, pretty much shut everything down, now we meet up and we go to the park. And it's just the 4 of us, 4 guys just sitting in the park, and the kids run around and wear off some of that energy. And, well, my son mainly runs, so I ended up spending a lot of time chasing him because he is fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, he is here. He's gone. He is like a mile away before you get up from the picnic table.
I love his new favorite game. They climb onto the dining room table and launch himself and
right?
hope that mommy catches him.
I love that game. That game is so exciting. Hey, can you catch me? I didn't tell you I was going to jump. Right? I'm just going to do it.
At least he makes eye contact with me now, so I'm like, oh shit, he's planning something.
Yeah. He looks at you. If he locks peepers on you, it's like, something's going to happen. It's not going to be good.
Yesterday I made him sad.
I caught him. I was sitting there, and he looked at me the other day, and then he got up, and he just jumped. And I caught him just as he was about to hit your desk.
Oh.
I was like, oh, mommy knows you're not damaged when she went to work. Set him back down. Hey, hon, I know our son's in 2 pieces now, but oh well.
Yeah, I made him sad the other day because he wanted chips for breakfast, and I told him
Of
he couldn't
course
have
he
any
did.
chips. And so I'm sitting here, he's over here, he's playing at his desk, whatever. He gets up, he wants the chippies, and I'm like, chippies are not appropriate for breakfast. He clears my desk off, right? I'm like, what are we doing, bud? Climbs up on the desk so I can make sure that I see him. So he's right here, curls up all tiny, looks at me and goes, I sad. It's like, oh shit, I'll get you some barbecue chips.
Of course. That boy's got you wrapped around his little finger. He knows if he gives you those big brown eyes and bats his eyelashes at you, and then does the fake wiping away the
that's when you know he's
tears.
faking. He's like, oh, I'm crying. Can you see? Look at me wiping away these tears. Can I get the candy now?
Yeah. You know when he does that though. He's got you, and you're like, oh, I'll buy you the Ferrari.
I don't know if he'd want a Ferrari, but he probably would want a fire truck.
Oh, a
It's
fire
like the
truck.
fire
Ooh,
trucks.
something with loud sirens. You would definitely love that.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that, the other day. I was looking at that wish book, that came from Amazon,
Right.
and I was
Amazon's like,
I'm thinking to myself, Christmas is coming up. What do I want to get him for Christmas? One side of me says, well, keep it, intellectual, something that's going to help him, develop either speech, or, some kind of like puzzle or something fun like that. That's one side of me.
more balls for the ball pit?
No, actually, I wasn't thinking about more balls for the ball pit at all, ever. I'm still not thinking it. I still think it's a terrible idea. She bought our son a ball pit. Like one of those ones they have at like Chuck E. Cheese with like 10,000 balls.
Oh, it's like a
But
little
no,
one.
she only got a couple thousand
It's like
balls.
little.
It-
Yeah, those
that-
balls don't really go as far as you think it would. I got 500 balls for it, and it only maybe filled it up like that. I
yeah,
had to get more balls.
thank you. But no, I was not thinking about more balls for the ball pit. So I was kind of weighing this, like, educational, something that he's going to get some use out of. Then I'm like, okay, then it hit to me. We raised our daughter, and what did she enjoy at that age? Well, she enjoyed the box. Like he enjoys the box more than he does the actual items in a lot of cases.
I think it's kind of universal for a lot of kids. You buy them something, they're like, "Oh my god, this box is a rocket ship!"
Yeah, I mean, you can pretend it's whatever he wants, a car or or whatever, a ship, whatever. I mean, and then I was looking at those big monster truck, RV, remote control, like not the ones you ride in.
The ones that my dad keeps threatening to buy.
I don't know. Will your dad find it out?
Yeah, he sends me pictures of them occasionally.
I see your dad is so here. Oh, squirrel.
Where do you think I get it from?
Yeah, right. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, does it? Excuse me. But I was thinking about one of those big wheel truck things,
Yeah.
And they have cars and they have trucks and stuff like that. And I was looking at that, I was like, maybe it's like really enjoy something like that. But then I was thinking, well, he just run into my Achilles tendon all the time, in the yard. So it'd be just him ramming me with the car over and over again. And so I'm thinking, maybe I don't want to do that. So then I was thinking, well, he really likes the Nerf guns.
Oh my gosh, he loves those Nerf guns.
Well, that's why he climbed the fence, was to get to the kids' Nerf guns. He saw them through the fence.
Our son hucked himself over the fence into the neighbor's yard a couple days ago.
8-foot chain link fence. He climbed up onto the wood pile. It's cut for wood burning stove. Climbed up on top of that. Then he still had about 3 feet. I wouldn't say 3 feet, maybe 2.5 feet. And he got himself up on it, got his leg over it, and boom, down into the yard of the neighbor next door. And I came out, and I came in here, grabbed a ladder, and the other part here, grabbed a ladder, ran back over there, and then the neighbor guy's out in his backyard, and he was getting ready to go to a job interview, and he had just gotten off of work. And he's wearing a white dress shirt, a complete suit, and I'm just like, and he was like, "Is this yours?" And I'm like, yeah, that's mine. So I get the ladder up against the fence to go over to get him, and he's like, "Here, I'll just hand him up to you." And I'm like, "Are you sure? It's gonna get you dirty." He's like, "Ah." And I'm like, "Oh, it's really cool of you." He's like, he goes, we have to figure out how he got over here. I'm like, I got a great idea how he got over here, and I know exactly where he did it from. I just couldn't get up from the chair by the front of the house, well, not front of the house, but the back of the house on our patio. I couldn't go from there to where he was playing before he got up, and he was like that quick.
He is fast, and he's got a little. He's a digger. Our kids are diggers. I was a digger. He's got a little pit that he likes to dig in. Right back there, and it's right next to the wood pile, which he'd never shown interest in before, and apparently now it's a thing.
Yeah. So to say the least, the wood pile has now been relocated. So I'm still torn, on what to actually get him for Christmas.
Well, what are you leaning towards?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things out there. I went into autism awareness site, and they have suggestions for certain activities that are in toys, and stuff that they suggest that are more tactile, and not as sensory. That they don't have horns and bells and loud noises, which can be an issue with certain children. I don't know if necessarily for ours, but
ours is an audiophile.
Well, yeah, he likes
loves
music.
sounds.
He loves music, and he loves the beat.
Music, sounds.
And I thought about that too. And they have those drum machines, Why not? You bought him drums.
I bought him a drum.
2.
I bought him 2 drums.
You bought him drums, real drums. I buy him an electronic drum. At least it's a kit. And I don't know what it's kind of like. I don't think there's a right answer. I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Well, no, it's
I
hard
mean, I don't want to.
You can't be like, Mom, I want.
What I don't want to do is I don't want to spend more than I have I can afford.
Well, no.
I don't want to stretch out my budget to, or put it on credit.
Or we could just go simple. We know the baby loves to make nests out of pillows. We could just buy him a shit ton of pillows.
All right.
He loves to make nests. He'll make one in the middle of our bed and then get super mad if you decide you want to take one of the pillows out of there for, I don't know, using as a pillow.
Right?
Like, well, baby's made a nest. I guess I'll sleep over here.
Puts them in 4, 2 on each side of him, 2 at the top, and then he lies down with on the top of himself. Instead of a blanket,
he puts a pillow on top of himself. And he started doing that pretty young.
Oh, yeah.
Scared the crap out of my mom. She was watching him one day, and he likes to sleep with a pillow covering his body. And he put a pillow over himself, and my mom went in to check on him when he was napping, and she panicked. Woke the baby up. The baby panicked.
Yeah.
It's like he was asleep, and he had a pillow over his face. It's like, yeah, he does that.
He was probably about 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right in there.
Yeah.
When he first started doing that, I noticed when I was still working on our old house, remodeling it, and I would have him over while I was taking breaks there, and I'd have him set up there, and he would do that, drag pillows or blankets and put them into a pile, and then he'd line himself with it, and it's just like that's a little bizarre, but
Hey, makes baby happy.
it works for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about, if I buy anything, maybe doing something that's like getting some of those Melissa and Doug puzzles.
He likes the what's the one with the letters? He kind of likes it, but he kind of doesn't. Like if you can't do it right away, he gets mad.
So he's like me.
Yeah.
I want to do it now. I don't want to wait.
It's 100% your fault.
Yeah, that's it. If he gets his impatience from anybody, it's me.
He is so impatient. He started climbing into the refrigerator to get food. Like, Bill and I are inside. We're at my desk. Will's on one side. I'm on one side. We're having a conversation. Baby's playing. He gets up. He heads over to the fridge. I'm like, what are you doing, bud? Now, granted, he hadn't been feeling good. He was kind of feeling a little under the weather this weekend. Opens the freezer. It's one of the freezers on the bottom, and then you got the 2 doors for the fridge. Opens it, and just starts using the freezer as stairs. And Will and I are like, look at each other, look over there. I'm like, I'm half tempted to just let him go and see how far he can get. On the other hand, that's so not safe. Baby, get down from there.
He'll get all the way up in there. I've seen him do it, and you know, pull the freezer out, step up into the freezer, and then step on the door, and then up into the refrigerator while he's got both of them open. So he's completely standing in the upper part of the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we don't have any milk right now, because he threw it out on the floor.
Well, it was, in front of the stuff he wanted.
Right? Well, the Lunchables were in the back.
Yeah, our son has decided that if his parents don't move fast enough, he's just going to get what he wants. And that's why everything in the house needs to be tied down.
Yeah. So what else are we going to talk about? Anything else? You said you wanted to talk about end of life care for animals, and how I should start thinking about that for my dog.
I understand that you're very upset, but it is something that we need to discuss because the dogs are really, really old. And
yeah, but that's a subject that I really want to talk about, though.
I
mean,
it's not.
I don't want to have to think about the day that that I have to put my dog down, or but at the same time, though, I don't want him to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is something that is very. I mean, it's close to me. It'd be like, hey, you know what? You're gonna have to put your child down because, well, they're sick. I'm like, I don't think because I look at our pets the same way. They're not just pets. They're not disposable.
Quality of life assessment is a good thing. That way, the vet can take a look and see how. Because our dogs have not aged well, hon.
Yeah, they have.
No, hon.
My dog got old, and he didn't tell me he was going to get old. I was having a conversation with him, and I said, "Hey, dog, what happened to you? Yesterday, you didn't have gray around your muzzle. Today, half of you is gray. What happened to you?" And he looked at me and went, blah, blah,
the quality of life assessment does not mean that they're going to suggest that we put the dog down. There's probably plenty of things that we can do that we're just not aware of to make their time easier, and the vet will help us out with that,
So,
but it is something that you need to think about because, like I said, our dogs have not aged well. One of them is almost completely blind and almost completely deaf.
So, okay, I'll think about it.
And she startles all the time.
Yeah, I know. She's the oldest, isn't she?
Probably wouldn't have even.
Isn't she the oldest?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's older by like a day.
Oh, I thought there was like months.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
The same age.
So I'll think about it. Yeah, maybe that is the right thing to do, to go to the vet and have a quality of life assessment done for him. But I don't want to do it.
I know. Here's the thing.
He don't like car rides anymore.
The fact that she's blind and the fact that she's deaf may very well only be impacting her quality of life because she's not used to it. If she'd been born blind and born deaf, she would be used to it. But she's used to being able to hear. She's used to being able to see. And maybe there's tricks and techniques that the vet can give us that can help.
For your dog, I would suggest first removing all the furniture in the house so she can't walk into it. And then if you could tap your foot on the hardwood floor before you get close to her, because she actually feels the vibrations. Mm-hmm. And if you could give her treats every other hour, that'd be great.
I'm sure she would appreciate that.
She would really appreciate that. But okay, so what else should we talk about? What else is on your mind today?
I still feel like you're avoiding it.
I'm not changing the subject at all. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, how about that presidential election coming up this week? Huh? Tuesday. It's finally going to be over with.
No.
No?
Politics in the United States is never over with.
No?
It's a continuing shit show every single day.
Well, you're a commie, so tell me. I mean, I know you have views on that are completely opposite of mine when it comes to politics.
Now, dear, we have discussed this.
But the election is Tuesday, isn't it?
I feel
Here in
like
America, when you have to have your absentee ballots in,
are able to self-govern, and that there is no reason to have a large government.
Oh, that's right. You're not a commie. You're a socialist.
word you're looking for is anarchist.
Well, yeah, I know you're an anarchist on top of it all.
Just messing.
Well, you do away with the police department, defund the police. That's all you ever want.
It's like you never even listened to me. Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's pretty
or
much.
did I say reallocate?
Right now, I hear this voice and it goes.
Or did I say reallocate funds so that mental health care becomes a priority?
Right. Does it have to come from the police department though?
Well, if we're not sending them out on mental health calls, they don't need those funds.
Or in major metropolitan areas, let's just take Seattle, Portland, Houston, Texas, and Chicago, and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Each and every one of those metropolitan areas give between $30 and $45 million in tax incentives and other incentive, cash direct incentives to sports teams, to billionaires to have sports teams in their cities. How about we stop giving money to billionaires to have sports there in those locations and say, you know what, you can have 10, 20 million, but we're going to take 14 of that back and put it towards mental health.
I think that's a fine idea.
I think it's a great idea. And not a single officer has to come off the streets to get it done.
I don't think anybody's talking about taking officers off the streets.
Portland, just this past week, they're going to cut $15 million from the police department's budget. They know they have to lay off 104 officers.
That's a shame that they're laying them off. Maybe they could retrain them. If they're reallocating those funds.
So this is the end of the podcast.
Seriously, if they're reallocating funds for mental health care, then clearly there needs to be a crisis mental health response.
It's not going to mental health care. This is Portland. They're keeping Portland weird on purpose. So what they're doing is they're going to be setting up a fund, taking the money from the police, and they're going to put it into a fund because they know businesses and community action groups have been hurting because of the COVID shutdown. So they're going to be setting up a kind of like a fund to help those small businesses and community action groups.
That may actually be a good reallocation of funds.
I think it's a terrible idea.
You think small businesses should suffer?
I think that giving money to community action groups is stupid.
Why?
Because our charity doesn't take money from the public. We self-support it through our memberships. We don't take government handouts. Never have. Never taken a dime in welfare or any kind of assistance.
Plenty of charities take public money. In fact,
those charities are running it wrong.
A lot of public works are farmed out to charities, and charities bid for those because they can then impose their moral values on the public works they're doing.
Do we? Does our organization?
No, but
then I guess everybody should be looking at us as a role model.
That doesn't mean that others don't.
We've been doing it for 100 years, and we ain't gone wrong yet.
Hon, plenty of things have changed in our organization for the better over the last 100 years.
Well, yes.
There was a point in time when we said black people couldn't join.
That's true, but that we corrected our errors.
That's right.
In our ways there. And we also said that women couldn't be full members.
Mm-hmm.
And we've changed that too.
Yes.
So, I mean, you guys have just as much say in how it runs now.
It's all downhill from here.
Yep.
You going down.
I know.
It's gone.
Yep, the good old days when it was just a bunch of happy white men sitting around.
Probably drinking. I'm
Make
guessing
America great again.
I will hit you with this microphone, with both microphones.
I just find that campaign slogan absolutely funny. Every time I see it on a hat, a bumper sticker, "Make America Great Again," and with absolutely no definition to when they want to make America great again.
That's part of a good slogan, though. A good slogan, you can appeal to people, and they'll just build on what they want it to mean.
Right. Make America Great 5 years ago. Make America Great 50 years ago.
That's why politicians are so vague. Because then, oh no, I never said that. Well, you fucking did. Wait. No, I guess technically he didn't.
Yeah.
You know?
So you get to draw your own conclusion to when your going to make it great again too.
Yeah.
Compare.
And it's an effective technique. A lot of good writers do that too. When they're setting up a scene for something, the less detail they give, the more their reader carries the work, fills in the details, and fills them in how they want. When a politician is purposely vague, people are filling the details.
With that, just to be clear, vague with that campaign slogan. But the most successful advertisement ever was done I think it was the 1930s, and it just said, "Think mink," and it was for selling mink coats, and it was by far the most successful ad campaign ever, based on the amount of sales that it actually generated in the actual mink industry in selling of mink coats.
We should sell a lot more mink coats. Mink are awful. They're mean. They're horrible creatures.
You don't have a mink coat.
No, I think wearing furs is... I think fur farming is weird.
Oh, you don't want to have somebody throw like fake blood on you?
Well,
no.
Why? No, but I think farming animals for their fur is weird.
Well, maybe they're harvesting their meat too.
It's I don't.
Do people eat mink?
Probably.
People eat squirrel. We're the same thing. I'm like, people eat squirrel, so.
I don't know. It's so a large portion of my family are hunters. I know, it's completely shocking.
Do they have guns?
They do, a lot of guns.
Whoa.
And
somebody accused us of, in the comments section in one of the past videos, of being, anti-Second Amendment. And I was like, huh?
Have we ever?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the same thing. It's like, they said that I was anti-Trump because I haven't told my, political views. I don't give a crap who you vote for, on Tuesday, as long as you vote.
Yeah, something I thought was weird is that during the last election, when Hillary was running against Trump, and I would ask Clinton supporters, why should I vote for her, right? Pitch her to me. Tell me why I should vote for her. Well, she's not Trump. I'm not Trump either. Do you see me on the ticket? Do you have something else?
You should have been on the ticket.
I would be a great president. But I'm like, can you pitch her to me without saying not Trump? Well, she's younger than Trump. Okay, Trump's still in there, but let's take it. So am I. She's a woman. Again,
I say we do away with stuffy white guys as presidents.
Honestly, yes, we have way too many of them. But almost the exact same thing when I would go to Trump supporters. Pitch him to me. First off, I knew I didn't like either of these two candidates well before we went into the election. For varying reasons, but, I did not like either of these people. But one of them is going to get elected, so pitch him to me. Tell me why I should vote for him. Well, he's not Clinton. Again, neither am I. Are we voting for me? Like, why is that the criteria? He's not this person. Okay. Billions of people aren't that person. What makes it this person? What's compelling?
Go ahead, just keep on talking. I'm just adjusting.
Well, you're just going to tell me.
You're capping out. You're getting to the top. Okay. I haven't turned off your mic.
But I've noticed during political campaigns, especially very, very heated ones, is that tends to be where everybody goes. Well, what's good about this person? Well, they're not that person. Well, who the cares? Why am I censoring myself? Who the fuck cares? Tell me what is good about this person. But a lot of people don't know.
Don't know what?
What's good about their candidate. All they know is they're not that person.
Is that what we've come to? We're voting for the person who's going to lead the free world based on the fact that they're not this other person.
Are we really leading the free world anymore?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say American politics is a shit show. It has been probably for decades at this point. I have fantasies about an election cycle where
I have fantasies too.
Where it's a hard choice because both candidates are amazing. You're like, oh, candidate A and candidate B are both so good. It's so hard to pick between them. wait for that day. And instead, we're just like, candidate A is a piece of shit. Candidate B is a piece of shit.
I mean, you can vote Green Party.
Can you though?
Yeah, you can.
Can
I filled out my ballot. I saw them on there. They're right next to the Communist Workers Party. They're on there as well. So
Yeah, but
so
I think the fact that they exist as a party doesn't.
so going back, you were saying before I interrupted you before
Okay.
that your family is a lot of hunters.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because you were talking about mink. Yeah, so we have a lot of hunters in our family. And the idea of wearing an animal that you didn't actually put any effort into killing is weird because, like, our family would go and they would hunt deer, right? And we used the whole entire deer. Grandma tanned the hide, Grandpa prepped the meat. Yeah, if there was stuff that we couldn't use, he would trade that to other farmers in the area for stuff that he could use. Like, and with a farm animal, with a farmed animal, a fur animal, that's not a thing. Now, granted, with mink, they do use a lot of the whole mink. So for mink that they raise for fur, they take the fur. Obviously, they make the fur coats, and then those mink are actually sold to bio companies that provide them as animals for dissection to high schools and colleges and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Minks?
Yep.
I think the only dissection I ever did in high school was a frog.
Yeah, they provide the mink to the high schools, and then so they take like a dye, or it's kind of like a latex thing, and they inject a red dye through the arteries and then a blue one through the veins, so that when you're dissecting them, you can see the veins and the arteries pretty clearly.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So I mean, the animal's still getting
but
used.
How would you look at wearing a leather jacket? Wouldn't that be from an animal that you didn't hunt yourself?
Typically from cows.
Whoa. Is it?
No one hunts cows. Cows are dumb as fuck.
Are they really?
Yeah, they
or
really
maybe
are.
they're just quiet.
They're just quiet. They're plotting our demise quietly.
Well, what about leather jackets? You didn't hunt them.
No, but you eat them. Nobody eats a mink.
See, how do you know people don't eat mink? I don't know. Maybe there's some. Maybe there's some place in the United States where they have entire cookbooks and channels on cooking mink.
It very well could be. Very well could be.
I mean, I've seen possum books.
Isn't it kind of weird that wearing fur has become like basically a status symbol when people for a long time wore fur because that's what you needed to do to stay warm when it was fucking cold out. But now it's like lobster. Lobster used to be something that common people ate, and now it's fucking expensive as shit.
The spiders of the ocean. Oh, wait, those are crabs.
Those are crabs, but that's also accurate.
Well, I was just thinking what my grandmother used to call them. And I think she was talking about crabs. She called them water spiders.
That's accurate. They're freaky as fuck.
And I was like, what?
There's a Japanese crab that's like.
Well, they'd go to Lake Erie, and they would crab there.
There's crabs in Lake Erie?
Apparently there is, or there was.
Oh.
Lake Erie is huge.
Well, I know it's huge.
And isn't that worth the Edmund Fitzgerald saying? I'm sure somebody will put it down in the comment section right now.
Well, no, I was going through the song in my head. I think so. Yeah. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Thank you, Gordon Lightfoot. I told people on a live stream about that people actually really do believe that Gordon Lightfoot wrote the national anthem of Canada.
Okay, but that's because Gordon Lightfoot is a treasure.
But there are people who really believe that, though. I'd be like, you know what? The Star Spangled Banner was written by T-Pain. Would anybody believe that?
Honey?
Yeah.
There's a thing called the Global Flat Earth Society.
Now, don't make fun of flat earthers. Remember, we have a lot of guests out there, a lot of fans, and some of them may take offense to anything you say, in a negative way about flat Earth.
I'm
Remember,
okay with that.
water just can't
Don't,
stay here.
do not.
If there wasn't
Do
a
not.
ring of ice around the world, then the water would all just flow right off. So there's got to be an ice wall.
We're going to be ending the podcast here while I take care of Will. Hit that off button, babe.
Ow. So we covered Christmas gifts for the little man. We touched on my dog is old. Second Amendment and hunting and trapping of fur. We've touched on what else?
You tried to say that I was a communist.
Well, that's right. You're not a communist. You're a socialist. You just want everybody to have everything for free and take from the rich.
When have I ever said that?
That is how I surmise it all. You want to take from the rich and give to the poor. You are your own version of Robin Hood.
No, that would be if I took from the rich and gave to the poor.
Right. You want to take from the rich and give to the poor.
Well,
and you want health care for all, free college. What else?
Well, okay. Let's touch on those last two. We can get back to your weird assumptions.
I don't think anybody wants to know about your socialist ideas.
So, we're one of the only countries that doesn't have guaranteed health care for people, and our medical costs are out of control. Most Americans are one diagnosis from living in a cardboard box. And
no.
For a country
really?
that is
what
supposedly really well off, do you
tell
think
me how
okay?
poor can you get with a major medical diagnosis?
We've had two of them between us,
yeah.
and a kid that was in the NICU. So.
Yeah. But we had plenty of money. We're rolling in it. We're rolling in it. Making it rain. Making it rain.
We have never made it rain.
With pennies.
Making it drizzle. Making it drizzle.
With pennies.
A light misting.
Yeah, don't stand too close. It's only pennies.
I mean,
I totally agree that when it comes to medical costs here in America, it is just astronomically, stupid. And there is no one particular party that is more guilty than the other. But there is
actually, I disagree.
Fix.
Insurance companies are the main reason, in my opinion, for the out of control healthcare costs, and the main flaw in the ACA, the fact that insurance companies demanded a piece of that pie and they got the little sticky fingers in it.
Well, also. Hospitals have what they call a charge book. I don't like what I'm telling you because you already know. But and
I did billing and coding.
I know. But they've already said that we're not going to go below this, regardless. I mean, that's why you have the $430 aspirin, because they've decided if we all charge $430 for an aspirin, you can't go anywhere else and shop around, for competitive
Hospitals
rates.
Don't set those costs up. Those costs are set by health insurance. I'm telling you, eat the health insurance companies.
Does it taste good?
They gotta taste better than $400 aspirins.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to health insurance, though, I don't think we should ever have a healthcare for all or Medicare for all healthcare coverage. I think that is the wrong approach. That's just me.
Well, what do you think is wrong with that?
Well, I think it should be open to the free market. To everybody. If the government said, look, you have to offer something for free to everyone, and they bring in the companies to say, look, you can have basic healthcare and preventative medicine, and then leave it at that. You want, laser surgery. Sorry, pay for yourself or get new glasses. What you want to have a tummy tuck, you better pay for that yourself. But just basic, look, you've got the flu, you got a cold, go to the doctor, and that's covered. That should be covered. Basic services and preventative. You know what? you smoke cigarettes. You're going to kill yourself. So quit smoking. Here's some, some Nicorette. Preventative.
Isn't
And
that kind of what's already being proposed, though?
not really. I think it goes too far. And from what I've seen from the actual online, I think it goes too far. I think we need to rein it in and offer basic services for free and preventative medicine, to a point for
I
free.
think my main rebuttal to that would just be we've already had the free market and look what it fucking did. Broke shit.
But you have the free market, but you do not have government intervention to make them say, look, you want to be in the business of insurance companies. We understand it. You want to really screw it to the people so you can make a couple extra bucks for your stockholders. Right? We understand that. You can continue to do that, but you're going to, if you want to be in business here in America and operate that way, you have to give certain things back. So look, just say, okay, you know what? Everybody who is on our rolls right now is going to get free, basic health care, at a certain level, and preventative care to a max. Every person. And if they leave their job, they're covered for 6 months until they get that new job and that insurance kicks in. Because
That's
found out the hard way.
Yeah.
We found out the hard way leaving from one job to the other and not having any health coverage and what that cost is going out on the free market. Mm-hmm. Wow. Aren't you guys lovely?
Yeah. Oh. Well, no, that's a really good idea.
Vote for me, 2024.
You gotta vote for me. He can be my VP.
All the way around. But I think that for the plans that are out there right now are going too far.
That it used to be that when two people ran for president, the person with the most votes was president, and the person with the second most votes was vice president.
We used to also elect people for presidency by going to a county fair, and everybody would shout out the name of the person that they wanted for president. And then in 1856, the 4 million votes were cast for presidency, and they kind of did away with the vice president, president, picking. Yeah, I'm very aware of that. But I like the idea of the county fair. But then again, between those two, the political parties used to print their own ballots, and they would color code them green, pink, and red. So everybody, when they went to go put them into the ballot box, everybody could tell who you were voting for because you had a green ballot or you had a pink ballot or whatever the color was for each political party.
Shit, talk about voter
intimidation. And the boxes were glass, so you could see.
Jesus Christ, it's so bad.
Yeah. We've had some, but the mail-in ballot and the standardized ballot. Do you know where that came from?
Mm-mm.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I knew you'd like that. Because there's so many things you love about New Zealand. Yeah. But that idea came from New Zealand.
I hope the United States doesn't realize that I'm having a mental affair with New Zealand.
Well, if you want to go to New Zealand, and throw plastic dicks at your president.
You can throw a plastic dick at a politician in the United States.
No.
Hold on. In the United States. And you will get shot. You will go to jail. You can throw a plastic dick at a politician in New Zealand, and the ass got to pay a fine.
Yeah.
Actually, I think she might have gone to jail too. But the point is, she lived.
Or the dick-copter. Helicopter.
I thought that was Russia. I thought dick-copter was Russia.
But anyways, I don't want to go off on that tangent about different things you can do to politicians.
No, let's do.
Eat your politician.
Setting it all on fire and starting over again is still an option.
I know. For you anarchists out there, you guys would love that idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. No.
Do you like most of the people who are currently in Congress?
I don't know any of them personally.
Okay, well, a lot of them are not nice people.
Do you know them?
No.
So you're basing your ability to, of how nice of a person this person is based on their political views? Now, I love you. I hate your political views.
I'm basing my opinion based on One of them sold 2 children to a pedophile.
Yeah, but he got a good price.
Oh my God.
I mean, when it comes to the fair market value.
Click the off button. Click the off button.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife is about to kill me. Well, don't step up. Ah! All right. There's a COVID zone right here.
We live in the same house.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, you shouldn't be crossing the COVID zone.
We share a bed.
Yeah.
I licked all the silverware.
Did you do that again? I told you to stop doing that. That is a weird habit that you have. Why? I've never met anybody who licks all the silverware. Is it? Maybe it's that metallic.
Yeah,
Maybe you're missing that from your
strep
diet.
throat.
Huh?
What?
Oh. So, politicians, you don't like them because the one sold some kids.
Actually, to be perfectly blunt, I don't like most politicians because I have the firm belief that somebody who wants to be a politician probably shouldn't be.
You want to be a politician.
And I shouldn't be.
Well, at least you're keeping it fair. You know, like, I shouldn't be a politician.
No, not at all.
Are you gonna run for political office next time around?
I feel like I should, yeah. Just so,
School board,
because I feel like somebody needs to put in it. Seriously, they just like shut the fuck up. Fuck. There needs to be somebody in office whose job is to just be like, no.
You gotta kiss a lot of babies. You wanna get elected, you gotta kiss a lot of babies.
It's COVID, man. Nobody kisses babies anymore.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to do something. Kiss babies, shake a lot of hands. Really creepy people out there.
I don't think so. You just do the elbow rub now.
Oh, you do the elbow rub?
Yeah, you do the elbow rub.
Is that what they're doing these
Yeah,
days?
just elbow bumps.
Okay. Well, good luck with your political ambitions.
I ran a write-in campaign a couple years back, and my entire campaign was vote for me because those 2 guys are douches.
That's true.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, I didn't get elected.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I thought you would.
You know, I thought that I probably would too because I wasn't wrong. They're both douches, but you know, apparently.
You know, anybody can run for coroner. Why not run for coroner?
Because that's icky.
You work in a pathology lab.
Yeah, but those are just pieces of dead. It's not whole dead people.
You work with the pieces of them, but you won't work with the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I watch a lot of zombie movies. That's I don't want to be at ground zero of the zombie apocalypse.
I'd rather be at ground zero.
What? Why?
Because I don't have to live through it. And the anarchy and everything else that
Okay,
comes
but
on
if you
that
get turned into a zombie, so in my zombie apocalypse kit, I have a metal straw because that way, if I get turned into a zombie, I can still dominate.
You have a zombie kit?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Me?
What?
Where is this zombie kit at?
It's in the bottom of my purse.
Oh my gosh, you take it with you everywhere. Tell me more.
Why wouldn't you take your zombie kit everywhere you go?
Do
you
you
don't
have-
know when the zombie
Do you have your
apocalypse is gonna
sawed-off
happen.
shotgun in there too?
No, it won't fit.
Oh. Well, I don't know how far you've modified it down
But you
to.
keep those in the trunk.
You know those are illegal.
Only if you get caught.
She does not have a sawed-off shotgun. This was just a joke.
Well, I don't have it on me.
I hope not, because I'd probably be dead by now because you're about to choke me out over,
Just
getting
a little.
free market price for, a couple of children.
Oh, wow! And then you said it again.
So, in wrapping this up, politicians are gross.
All of them across the
all
board.
of them. People who are politicians.
Oh yeah. Please, nobody take that like every politician is a piece of crap. Every single one. Let's take that back. There's probably a couple. Statistically, they can't all be pieces of crap. I'm sure there's a couple that are very nice people, but I'm gonna go with like 99%.
How expensive is divorce?
Oh, honey, you don't get to get divorced.
You ain't leaving here unless you're in a pine box.
Yes, stuck here.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So politicians are gross.
Mm-hmm.
They're 99% of them are.
Yeah, the caveat to that is
pieces of doo doo.
Yeah, the caveat being that is my personal opinion.
It is definitely your personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. That if you want to be a politician, there's something deeply wrong with you.
Okay, I can understand that. You know, your view, your opinion. I'm not a crook. That's my.
And look how that turned out.
That's my Richard Nixon impression.
And look how that turned out.
My tricky dicky impression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he.
What?
Was a piece of crap.
Oh. Tricky dicky?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. But Lyndon Johnson was hung like a horse, and he had special trousers made that gave him extra room. There's actual audio tapes. Yeah, you should listen to him sometime.
I don't want to. Zero interest.
Talking about how he needed that extra room.
I have zero interest in the genitals of politicians. I have zero interest in the genitals.
This was a sitting president talking to the manufacturer of jeans in slacks and telling him that he needs an extra room in the lower the waist in it because he needed that extra room because. And I was like, wow. And he recorded this phone call.
Why? Okay, you know what? I don't care. I don't care.
He's LBJ.
Click the stop button. I don't want to talk about presidential dicks.
Oh, okay. You want to talk about other dicks?
No. Jesus Christ, stop it. Click the go button or the no button.
The no button? I don't have a no button. No, mommy. No. So, would you like to talk about something else?
No, honey. It's time for me to go play Animal Crossing now.
Oh. And leave me here in the studio all by myself?
You gotta do the editing.
All by myself.
100%.
All by myself. Wiping away my tears. I don't get there. All by myself.
Taco's got your beat, sorry.
I know. And he's so cute when he does it.
Mm-hmm. Especially when he stops to look at you.
Are you looking at me? I'm wiping away the tears.
You watching me be sad?
All right. Say goodbye.
Thank you again for joining us this lovely Sunday afternoon, and I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Same here. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Today's happy conversation.
We got to do the introduction.
Okay. Well, why don't you do the introduction?
Hi. Welcome to the ToggleCast. I'm Crystal.
I'm Will.
Why are you staring at me? You stop doing that.
Oh.
No, you got to look at the camera.
Okay. Well, let's do it again.
Aren't you there?
You do the thing again. I'll turn and look at
it. Are you even recording? Are we even going?
Sure. I believe so. Let's go ahead and try it again.
Can't. Hi, welcome to the ToggleCast.
You're laughing.
Jesus.
Now you gotta do it again. Stop laughing. Have a straight face.
Hi. No.
All right. Well,
I can't.
You learn, It's ups and downs and lefts and rights.
I can't with you.
What?
I can't.
Can't
Anything. I can't anything with you right now.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I got to turn it back on and see that it's still recording.
Yes. I just want to test it. I just want to make sure. Because
Okay. Well, I thought you wanted me. Maybe you want to come back and redo the whole thing again.
No.
No.